Hello. Oh my goodness. It has been ages, it feels like, since I spoke to a camera. And I'm in my uni halls and the walls are so thin. They are so thin that I literally feel like everything I'm saying can be heard. So I'm kind of trying to talk really quietly, and I have like a naturally extremely loud voice. So it might be a bit weirdly whispery, this video, but I kind of wanted to talk about my experience of being a mature student this year at Liverpool. I'm about a month and a half in, and what inspired me to talk about this today is Elizabeth Day. I don't know if you've heard of her. She has a podcast called How to Fail, and I think it kind of made me realise that not only is failing okay, but it's sharing your story of failing is extremely beneficial to other people. So it spurred me on to think, okay, I actually think I'd like to make a video finally based on how I'm finding this experience. Oh my goodness. So basically, a month and a half in, which isn't very far, but I am a month and a half in, and it's been a roller coaster. And I think what I first and foremost want to do is be really honest about how difficult I found it, because I don't know how useful it is for people to just hear people's success stories and just hear how easy people have found it. But if what I can show is that things can be hard and they can be horrible, and you can either get through it or learn something from it, then I think that is more beneficial than just being like, look at me, I'm having a really simple, easy time, and I know how to do this, and I know what I'm doing, and this is all because whatever the opposite of that is me right now. Me right now. So at a month and a half in, I can say it's already been incredibly intense, and I have considered packing up my bags on a couple of occasions to leave, stop, and felt very, very, very close to the edge sometimes. And there's kind of a number of reasons for that. One is that I'm in a new city, which, by the way, I love. I actually love this city. I really like it. I feel very compatible with it. But I'm away from my friends who are the people who are most like me. And I miss them so much. I'm away from my family, I'm away from my cat. So I miss everybody. But that's only really difficult when I'm finding other things hard. So the first thing I found really hard when I arrived was the fact that I'm the oldest person in my flat. We're all mature students here, but I'm the oldest. And initially that was such like a, like there's a difference of about 10 years, I'd say. And I was like, I don't really want to be feeling old yet. I think we naturally, whatever age we are, 21, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever age we are, we always think we're old. Like, I remember my sister at 17 thinking she was old. It never stops. It's never gonna stop. But I was just like, girl, I don't need this. And then it became a little bit of a preoccupation and a bit of an obsession and a bit of a something I was really struggling with. Now it's kind of quite low down on my list of things I'm freaking out about, honestly. But truly, I just want to emphasize this, not to put people off, but to be real and to show that bad shit doesn't mean the end of the world or whatever. I have felt so down. My mental health has crashed out so badly over the course of doing this so far, for a number of reasons. It's been a long time since I've studied, and I naturally have extremely loud imposter syndrome if I'm doing fucking anything, like anything at all. And all of a sudden, I've gone from a 9 to 5, 9 to 5, to not doing a 9 to 5 and having like loads of deadlines and deadlines on stuff that's not super familiar, and all these deadlines all kind of happening all at the same time, and feeling embarrassed that I don't know what I'm doing, and aspects of the course where I'm like, what the fuck is this? I feel so stupid. Let me just say it as I feel stupid. And then I think struggling with that feeling, but then not wanting to speak out and go for support because that's embarrassing. Very hard. And for the last month, I've had like a couple of deadlines on the go, and I really thought I was going to quit. I thought I was going to quit because I felt so out of it in terms of like being in my 30s while being around lots of people in their early 20s and younger. But also something extremely unique to my study journey right now is that I'm studying clinical embryology, which is all about the making of babies. And no matter what, I feel like as a woman, it becomes personal at some point. At some point, it becomes personal. Because we're literally learning about like the age at which like fertility rates drastically decline, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting to that age. That's helping me feel good. But also, I think something that I was specifically thinking about today is the fact that I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. If I am successful on this course, and if I end up going into reproductive medicine or like helping people have babies, am I going to be contending with the fact that I haven't had babies? And all this stuff, which I kind of knew could be a thing, but I'm just being very real. All these thoughts have been coming into my head, and it has brought me to tears on multiple occasions because it is just such an intense concept. Like everything that I've saved over the years that I was initially hoping to put towards a house, which kind of like looked less and less likely, I instead put towards this course. So I'm soon, well, essentially now have money. And just thinking, how realistic is it that I actually would have a family of my own? And just really genuinely thinking about that whilst also thinking about going into a career which is about helping other people have babies. And I'm like, ooh, I think that might be hard. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if I'm successful in 5 years' time or whenever it is, like, we'll see. I think it'll be a very different story by then, but I just want to be really honest, because I think when I hear people being honest and I find it helpful, it makes me realize how much we lack honesty in discussions, like the taboo stuff that no one wants to say, the stuff that like we feel really embarrassed about and we don't want to say. I wish we just all did it more, just said it more, because it's hard. But the more people say it, the more people are like, oh my god, me too. And it's so helpful. So I've submitted my first essay, yay, and now I've got a presentation to do, and quite honestly, I freaked out about it so much. The things I've been freaking out about, you wouldn't believe, but it's because my lack of like formal education is a little bit lacking, a little bit in some ways. But yeah, the imposter syndrome is loud, it's so loud, and I'm fighting it every day. I'm really having to fight it every day, and I think the course is going to get increasingly hard. I think it really is. I think there's going to be more and more stuff to do, more new things to understand. The whole idea of take yourself out of your comfort zone every day. I feel like I'm so far out of my comfort zone every day. But yeah. Here's hoping that by the end of this year, it will either be me being like, well, I freaking quit that. I quit that because that was too much. Or it will be the end of a journey where I can kind of sum something up. I don't know what, but let's see. But I thought either way, it's important to share the journey. And I remember like a few weeks ago saying, oh, if you're a mature student, you're thinking about being a mature student, like, let's go for it, let's do it. I'm finding it hard, but I'm also finding it hard because I thought there was a mature student society here and there isn't one. I so nearly cried the day when I found out that there isn't one. But I will find a way. I am a stubborn motherfucker. And even if I don't, it's only 1 year. And I think there's something about not knowing about what like the hell the rest of your life has ahead that can be quite scary and quite upsetting. And it goes without saying that I know that there's much more bigger problems in the world. Like, I do know that, but also that doesn't mean we can't talk about existential crisis and how horrible it is. because it is horrible sometimes, and if you're feeling it, I feel it too. And what I would say is this: if you're thinking about me being a mature student, hopefully you'll have a much more easy transition experience than I am having. But also, if nothing else, and you hear this and you think, oh fuck, okay fine, then I'm not gonna do it then. Don't do that either, because if I can get through this, having found it hard and having found it challenging, then hopefully that in itself is a sign that it's doable, and maybe we can learn from some of my mistakes and some of the things I would have preferred to have done differently. So yeah, there is loads to talk about, but I just thought I would start by saying, look, it's been hard. It's been hard, girl. It's been hard. Very hard. But I am here. That's the point. I'm still here. I'm actually still doing it. Despite some of the biggest kind of like mental crash outs ever. So yeah, I just thought I would talk about it. And I know some people might want to come on and be like, oh my god, you're in higher education, like you're so privileged, like what have you got to moan about? Okay, I know, I get it, I do get it, but mental health is a thing across the board. Whatever you're doing, it's a thing, and it's always going to be important, and it's always going to be important to talk about. So yeah, this is mainly for if you're thinking of having like a big life redirection at some point. I want this to be inspiring. Not this particular video, but I want this to be inspiring. And hopefully it will be. One day. But this is where I am now. Just really wanted to make a recording of it.